got some treasure through the mail. This is Infamous magazine, and so this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. But I'm not going to do these today. I'm just going to do this one. So you can have a look at this. So first up, you'll have to forgive me because the contemporary US scene is not one that I know masses about, but there's lots of good stuff in it. So let's have a look. Let's pile in. So bit of advertising there for something called the Street Art Open Miami Beach Golf Club. Nice. Miami Beach seems like a very long way away from South London right now. Let me tell you. Oh, NyQuil. This is supposed to be really good. This, I haven't tried it, but I've heard good things about it. It's something you attach to the top of the can for certain amounts of control and all that. It's supposed to be very good for beginners if you're interested. If you're just starting out in your graph journey, I know there are some beginners out there who ask questions every so often. This is supposed to be very, very good for can control. I saw Duz was advertising it fairly recently, and yeah, interesting, nice shot there. Ooh, look at that, all tunnels, dirty and horrible. Yeah, love it. Reminds me of what Geezer 3A has been doing recently, down the tunnels, all that. That's a lovely piece, isn't it? Oh, that's what's his name? Ascend. Yeah. Yeah, very nice. Bit of a contents page, all that. Bit of advertising. Bit of a fly girl there in her lovely ripped black pants. Lovely. Yeah, very nice. Alternate covers there. I got that one and all. Very nice. It's done by Accuse, I think. This cover, I really like the colourway on it. Really like that colourway. That sort of slightly turquoisey blue. Lovely bit of colourway work with that sort of poison green font as well. Nice, very nice. I love a bit of this as well. You know, a bit of montagey kind of in front of a wall kind of stuff. Oh, that's Ron English, isn't it? That's Ron English. Do I recognise anybody else? I have to warn you, I ain't got my great glasses on either, so forgive me if I'm struggling to make... I mean, Ron English, you tell him from like 50 feet away, can't you? There's probably a few famous faces on there that I'm not recognising. Okay, let's move on before I embarrass myself. This looks really good. This looks amazing. Gods of Graffiti by Fuzz 1. Old school, like proper old school, like the beginnings of New York graffiti. Who have we got? Let's have a look. Yeah, Jess the Comet, Cliff 159, Staff 161. Yeah, that looks really great. Love a bit of that. If you haven't read Fuzz 1's book, A Bronx Childhood, it's amazing. I don't know if you get a hold of it though. Somebody said to me, oh yeah, it changes hands for like 300 quid or something. I was like, what the hell? But it's an amazing book. Amazing book. And this is going to be great. Yeah, anyway. This looks good and all, actually. What's this? Museum of Graffiti, Monticelli Press. Wide World of Graffiti by Alan Kett. Alan Kett has done a lot of... I think he did Spray Planet, I believe. Big documenter of graffiti. Spray Planet, Graffiti Planet. Anyway, a lot. Kett's a big name in this sort of stuff. This will be a winner, you can see from that stuff. Tag and font work and stuff. Yeah, great. So look, what's this? Jump Off. The Birth of LA Graffiti. Exploring the origins of Los Angeles graffiti, tracing its roots back to the late 1960s, early 70s. I think any LA heads out there, late 60s, that was all sort of, that was like that sort of Chicano gang graffiti and stuff, wasn't it? LA's got a really rich history of that. Graph going right back to the 60s. I've seen some of them fonts as well. They're mad. Those Chicano gang fonts and stuff. Really interesting stuff. the evolution of lettering and font work over there on the west coast. That's a really famous bit of graph, that. I'm pretty sure that's in spray can art. That's familiar and all. I don't know who's done that, but yeah, good, nice. Blah blah. Oh, this is a timeline for Rust-Oleum by the looks of things. Cult favourite industrial paint, Rust-Oleum, steady climb to household name. Yeah. Wow, look at that, 1959. I've never been a can collector, but I know people who are. I've got a couple of cans, like literally like a couple of cans. I've got 3 cans. I think that I've shown them in a video before. I've got 2 Bodé ones and a Dare one. But some people really collect this stuff. I know Steam's got a big collection. He's got Rustos and stuff like that. I never got into it. It was never a thing I was really interested in. But it's an interesting thing, you know. Art Primo, the Ledgers, the old Green Ranger. If you're not watching on YouTube, then go and check out his channel. Green Ranger, very interesting stuff. He does some really interesting stuff. Does a lot of road testing of different products and stuff, if you're interested in that kind of thing. What should I paint? This is an interesting little flow chart, isn't it? How long have you been painting? 10+ years, okay. Do you like to bomb? Not particularly, no, not anymore. No. Chill daytime spot. And that, my friends, is exactly what I do nowadays. So many people I know, not everybody, I still do know people who have been doing it many, many years, and still like to go out and avail themselves of the amenities. But not me. A chill daytime spot will absolutely do it for me. Ask Nike and Izza and other people that I've got up on the chill daytime spot with, they will confirm it. Vibrant Visions, who's this? Bella Fame? This is what's great about this graph mate, by the way. This is like, you know, this is obviously a bit of journalism. You get a bit of journalism in it, as well as some nice pictures. We're getting to the pictures, by the way. Don't worry. Narrow escape. What's this? I'm the police hiding in the dumpster. Oh yes, this is always love a bit of story, right? Taboo. Be on board. Artists come together, beautify the city of Lima. That's Peru, isn't it? Yeah. I've never been South America. Never been over that part of the Americas. I've always stuck to North America. What do you call this? Oh, this is interesting. What do you call this? See, I would call that a key line. What would you call it? Some people call it force field, a shell, or outer. A key line. There you go. Outer outline, gel, double outline, outside trim, border, trim, force field. Different writers talking about what they call different bits of pieces. It's a great idea, you know. This is great for writers, isn't it? You know. This is the sort of stuff that we love to argue about. Like there's some kind of law or something. Behind the Lens, Bazooka Films. This is a great magazine, right? This is covering all kinds of stuff. Excessive Force, celebrating a wedding hospitalised. Oz's encounter with police violence. That sounds rough. Deadly Night to Remember. Adrenaline-fueled adventure with Days. A gnome turns tragic. Bit of a t-shirt printing thing there. His legacy lives on. Talented graffiti artist, successful entrepreneur. Mask will always remain an inspiration to his brother, the graffiti community and beyond. Nice. I've not read any of this stuff yet. It's only come through a couple of days ago. I've not had time to. This is interesting. Oh, this is great. Look at this. It basically loads. It's a graffiti word search. This magazine really does have everything, doesn't it? I've heard of Infamous magazine. Infamous has been one of them magazines that's been, you know, in the zeitgeist for a good few years, and I've known of it for ages and ages and ages, and the magazine reached out to me a few months back. Was it the end of last year? I don't think it was last year. I think it was beginning of this year, probably. Anyway, more of that in a second. Is that Fipe? That's a big old pit. Look at the size of him there. You don't realise how big these walls are sometimes. Suddenly, actually, that's a whopper. Everybody's getting these ladders as well. I'm not a fan of the ladder. I don't like it. I know, yeah, it's a practical thing, but I don't want to go up one. I never want to go up one. Hush always used to. If we did a wall like that, Hush would go up the ladder. I'd do the piece down here. And I hate going up them. Because you end up having to sort of, this looks fine, right? But if you want to suddenly paint over here, you've got to move your ladder. Come down, move it. And of course you don't. You start reaching right over. And before you know it, you're putting a fear of God into yourself, almost falling off a ladder. Well, me anyway. Oh, nice interview with Glare. These are some tasty panels. Look at that. I love that one. Really love that one. Nice panel there. Good work. Now that's a roller piece. Heavy duty roller piece. Dazer. Nice. Mars. You've got to take your hat off to a lady who is willing to get fully made up and come to the wall, right? And then chuck up a burner. Good work. Oh, Mad Bomber. Yeah, I know Mad Bomber. Mad Bomber's been in touch on the old Insta. Yeah. Good work. Breaking the mould. Who's this? From Raw. And I mean, this is great, isn't it? I never got into any of this. Oh, hands. Yeah. Okay, so I never got into all this. I know a lot of writers don't, actually. Some writers absolutely go down this road of hand styles, can styles on the wall, you know, the perfection of line, font style in a very simple way. Yeah, this is really, really beautiful stuff. I never did it. I never went down that route. I was more tied up with the detail of, you know, piecing and illustration and all that kind of thing. So I never got into all this. It's a bomber's medium, really. Really good. Soviet. Soviet talking about it there. Oh, here we've got a load of different hand stuff. I mean, I can do it, obviously, not as well as some of these guys. I mean, everybody, you know, we all started doing this. We all started by doing tagging. We got everything with big drippy ones, those massive kind of like big vertical, elongated ones. Nice flares on that one. See the flares on that? That's a really beautiful tag, that. Takes a lot of skill to be able to tag like that. Some nice flares on that one as well. Some generally very, very nice work there. Oh, some more. That's a great font work there. Ooh, some nice chunky black line. So I came for a period of tagging in the 80s in the UK. It was all about really fine line spray tagging. It's all about how thin you could get your lines and all that kind of thing. And yeah, a lot of us never really moved on from that. Love that there. That's great. The lean on them letters there. Yeah, some lovely hand style work. Very nice. Fill-ins, unstoppable. Who's this? Roots continues to conquer fill-ins across borders and boundaries. So here we've got dubs, throwies, chromes, whatever you want to call them, really. Again, it's not a direction I've ever really gone down. Love this lot. I mean, I did them years ago, but some writers just excel in them. That's a really good one, for instance. They don't do credits on these photos, so you can't really tell who's done what unless you recognise the style. Some great bubblies here. Alert. Nice. See, a wall like that, if you love graph, you look at that and you go, oh, that is great. I love it, even though it's not what I do. I really love that. I love to see it, you know. I love to see it out in the wild. There's Big Days of one. That's great. Yeah, like single colour fill stuff. This is obviously slightly more sophisticated than your standard throwy. Yeah, he's calling these simples. Yeah, it's essentially what they are. One layer of paint, outline, bit of 3D, drop shadow. Interesting. Back to the tracks with Dava. That's a tasty freight. Look at that. That's a freight. If you, I mean, you can't do better than a freight like that, can you? Lovely kind of. Who's that guy? Oh, I'm not going to be able to remember his name. That's annoying. He exhibited in the Beyond the Streets. He does freights and he does scaled down freights and stuff. I can't remember his name, of course. Damn. See if I can remember it. But yeah, I love this sort of stuff. Industrial freight stuff. Interesting. So you've got different. Yeah, I mean, none of this is particularly sort of. This is like. What do you call it? Outsider art, you know. Not the. It's not a graph style that we would know it as, but there's, you know, just really interesting markings on freights. We don't have this in this country because, I mean, we do freights and everything, but we don't have it in the same way as you do in the States, because in the States you've got all that massive space that freights are moving through, like hundreds and hundreds of miles of freights. You know, people have said to me, oh, you got to come out here, man, you know, because we can just go to the middle of nowhere, paint a freight. There's nobody for miles. It sounds amazing. You know, just paint a freight all day. And it's going to go rolling through the States. And here we go, there's a load here. Oh, Smash. Is that Smash? Not Smash of the Stick-Up Kids, not Smash 137, the American Smash. These are all great, aren't they? Look at these big pieces on the side of freights, and it's going to get on the move. It's going to go around. People are going to see it. That's an amazing style as well. It reminds me a bit of that Aussie guy, Piano. Lovely work. More freights. I used to be in touch with Denz, big Chicago writer. He used to do some amazing freights. His freights were just absolute fire. Mecro, this guy gets up a lot. I see his name around a lot. I mean, all these are great, aren't they? These are all brilliant. Great colour, great style. All along the bottom of freights, it's delicious. You know, there's obviously a lot of time been spent as well. You've got time to rock these freights properly. That's the thing. If you're in and out in 20 minutes, you just don't have the time. You've got to just, you know, and other guys just sort of just chuck it on as best they can. Love that. The yellow outline and gorgeous. It's all fantastic. Spec. Wow. Stamp. Colours. Amazing work. Wow, that's pretty full on. Pretty involved piece there. Good work. I mean, we're into like top to bottom whole cars now. top to bottom hole freights. Yeah, I mean anybody who can do a top to bottom hole car, you gotta take your hat off to that. It's a big old ask. I've never done one. I was saying the other day, I've never done a top to bottom hole car. Never done one. Chances are I probably won't now. You never know. Never say never. Beautiful panel pieces. Beautiful. Beautiful. Great style on this one. And these are really good. These are so tight. You know, you've got to be fast. You've got to be good. Yeah, great. Popularlonerkids.com. Great name. Oh, here we go. Ascend. Super cool. Great style. Wicked style. Here we go. There's a page of Ascend. Yes. Wicked. Look at the whips on that. Take your eye out. Oh, little Walko character from God. Master, I want to say Master of the Universe. Or is it Dungeons and Dragons? It's Master of the Universe, isn't it? Pretty sure. Okay, we're into burners. It's more my wheelhouse, really. This is what I'm always really after. Because whenever I paint now, I just want to, you know, this is what I want to do. Some great quality stuff here. I mean, they've stacked them onto the page. That's stacked 6 high, you know. 12 burners a page, so you're getting plenty of bang for your buck here. Maybe not as much detail as I'd want, particularly, see, you know, we get into this and it's like, oh, this poser one, nice. You get into this bit and it's like, I'd love to see a bigger picture of that. That's great. Oh, this is 123 Clan, so that's Cyan and Claw. I don't know who that is. Great though, really good, really cool. Beautiful wall. I want, you know, I'd love to punch in and see this a bit clearer. Oh, who's this? That's Fire, isn't it? Don't know who that is. Not sure. Probably says. But my glasses aren't strong enough to read it. You can read it. That's a great wall. Nice. Lovely matching pieces on the wall. Always love that. Yes, yes, yeah, yes, it's great. Oh, yes, love that. Great productions. Lovely. Oh, yeah, so this is why I've got this magazine in the first place. This is a wall that Nyack, me and Izza did last year, end of last year, I think, end of 2022. Yeah, Nyack and Izza on Wild Stars, obviously me on the character. Yeah, love it. I mean, look at the wide variety of styles you're getting as well. This is what's so great about these physical mags, man. You know, in the old days, mags are what we had, but you can still get them. You know, I'm going to put a link to Infamous down in the description, so you can go and get one for yourself. Get some magazines in your hand. Oh, there's Fet. Look at that background. That is a mad background. He's amazing. He's really amazing, that guy. Oh, who's that? Who's that? Can't remember. Lovely character work. Tom and Jerry. Again, you can't. They're very little, but that's a great piece. Seen this guy's work as well. Can't remember his name either. This is what happens when you get older, guys. Stuff drops out of your head. Yeah, love that. Styles for miles. Mad background again. That's a really beautiful painted background. Because if you look, it's not just in silhouette, he's done it a sort of 2-colour. That's really nice. This is interesting. Because at first you look at that and you go, ah, right, yeah, got it, big character, all that. Then you look at the fill. That's a mad fill. That's a detailed fill. Full detail in that fill. Throwies and all kinds of stuff. Brilliant. That is super cool. Street art, free on the floor. Who's that? Works of Joe. Oh, I don't want to butcher his name. Borochov, Philadelphia artist. I think this magazine comes out of Philly, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows. So we're into, I mean, that's pretty beautiful, isn't it? I'm not a big street art kind of guy, but some of the graphic stuff I do really like. I mean, who can't like a canary with a banjo? Pintura Obscura. Don't know what that is. Oh, right. Graffiti Records. I'll tell you what, they've got that advertising down on point as well. Some great advertisers in here. You know, stuff that you'd actually want to get involved with. Because that's the thing about magazines, mainstream magazines. You read the adverts, you're like, I don't want any of this. Whereas if you get a graph mag, a lot of the stuff you see in the adverts, you're like, yeah, I'll have a piece of that. Definitely. Unfiltered. What's this? Nothing. Oh, it's music. This fella means business. Tattoos. John Gewers. Philadelphia again. I've never been to Philly. I've worked out in New York and Connecticut, but never went to Philly. Again, bit of BMX in there. So there's a lot of journalism you're seeing, a lot of this stuff here to read. You know, you can read it and get immersed in a scene. Excels in photography, surfing, skateboarding. So it's the full, they cover the full gamut here. Oh yeah, this guy can skate and surf. So you've got surfing, skating, painting, music. It's a lifestyle magazine. That's what it is, isn't it? I actually thought Infamous was probably a graph magazine, and graph is obviously a really big thing for them and everything. It's Fuzz One, Gods of Graffiti again. But it's a lifestyle magazine. That's what this is. It's an old-fashioned, I mean that in a good way, old-fashioned lifestyle magazine. People are into urban arts and that kind of stuff. Infamous. Bane, Bogus Duos. Great design. Classic graph shot there. Nice little graph ID shot. Growing up around Atlanta. Oh, I see. So this is, who is this? This is Vane. Oh, this is Vane. Is it? Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Ooh, look at these tunnels. This looks dirty, wet. And you see, this is what all older graphers, I think, we all miss this. Creeping around in horrible kind of, you know, old wet tunnels where people leave us alone for hours and hours and hours just to do this. Can't really do it the older you get. You get pneumonia. Yeah, look at this. Got your own personal Hall of Fame down there. This is great. Love it. Vane's World. Wicked. Deep in the sewers, hidden time capsules. Yeah. So cool, man. Bogus, a graffiti writer whose unwavering commitment to his craft defies the risks and challenges he faces. Bogus. Yeah, man. Big chunky New York style. Well, I would call it a New York style. Maybe maybe you call it a Philly style, I don't know. That's the thing about, we got so much graph. I mean, there are experts, I know, but we got so much graph second hand, obviously, from the States, that to us sometimes something looks like a thing, and you know, I know New Yorkers will say, oh no, that's like a sort of, that's a Bronx style, South Bronx style, that's a sort of, you know, Broadway or 2s and 5s and all that kind of stuff. There are people who are experts. I'm not an expert, really. I'm not. I just, obviously I'm not. I'm just an interested fan, you know, when it comes to American graph. Great shot. Gusco and Kazoo. Yes, love that. Nice spot. Because you can't argue with that, can you? Again, look at these spots. Amazing. Fells and camel. Getting busy. You see, even that puts the wind up me. Stood on somebody's shoulders like that. Oh God, no, no. Yay, nice. Oh look, and they do little black book pages, so you can tag up on piece just here. Love this magazine, man. Love it. It reminds me. Bit of Cobra paint on the back. Love this colourway, by the way. This is great, isn't it? Yeah, it reminds me of times gone, you know, a sort of lifestyle, graphy magazine, urban-y, edgy, music-y, you know, keeping you in the frame about all these different things and everything. Love it. Yeah, fantastic. Great work, chaps. Gonna link you up in the description so you can go and get one for yourself.